very, very popular in their region right now, so they don't want to play against it. And Razor, that one is actually... Do you even first ban a Razor? I'm not sure.
I mean, you first ban Razor if you have an idea, if you have a reason why you're first banning it. But then again, when you first ban Razor like this, you're giving something away, and perhaps Thunder Predator can somehow just adjust their last ban to that.
Maybe something like an Oracle Troll opener is the reason for that Razor ban, right? Because obviously the classic doggy on a leash.
Exactly, and now this last ban gives you an opportunity to adjust to that. Perhaps ban that Troll or that Oracle, or maybe think about some different opener that you're gonna go for.
No focus on the Shadow Demon though, which you were highlighting earlier as the most played hero.
It's not really banned a lot. Like Shadow Demon isn't. It has a high win rate. It's picked a lot, but
which is nuts.
Yeah, but the ban rate is not really high at all.
Do you think that teams are that it's going under the radar, or the teams are like, okay, it's not the hero's problem, it's how we are playing?
It's just flying under the radar right now. It's still not played enough, right? It's still not seen enough, and because of that, it's a sleeper kind of a hero in a way that you forget how many things Shadow Demon actually brings to the table. Not only the damage, not only the disable that goes through BKB. It gives you a save, for God's sakes, too. And it's amazing versus PL. PL that's played a lot by Costabile, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it in this game, too.
Maybe a little bit surprising the Snapfire got through over something like the Razor being banned instead, right? Like Snapfire still feels like a very dominant hero. Did receive some slight nerfs. I believe it was primarily targeted around the Cookie and a little bit around the Scatter Blast cooldowns, if I recall correctly.
Cookie and the damage on the ulti and the Scatter Blast cooldown, so it's pretty significant. And we've seen a lot of teams like, okay, we don't care about the Snap, but in the SA region it's been very popular, so I guess teams are very comfortable still with playing that, so they don't care about the nerfs. If they utilize the hero's strengths, it can still work. So I'm happy that they are actually playing what they know, so we might see some quality Dota from them.
No, I'm not quite sold on the Snapfire overall. Definitely there are teams that can play it really well, but the hero has had a pretty low win rate overall lately, and I fail to see it work. And it's still strong in a way that it's just so annoying in the laning stage. Later on, you do have your Mortimer's Kiss. I believe Nyx Assassin was banned in this game, so they won't really have an opportunity to counter that Mortimer's Kiss with something like a Nyx Assassin. But they open up with the Centaur. That gives you an opportunity to run through the fire and get on top of the Snapfire easier.
And Jakiro,
yeah.
It's one of the other heroes that actually has a really long stun. You have Shaker, you have Jakiro. Okay, Centaur runs in, or we even saw Lycan run in on the Snapfire. So these two heroes actually deal quite well with the Snap later on. So like Liz said, the Mortimer's Kisses could be actually countered here because they'll...
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
We talked about it. We were mentioning the Jug. Is he back? Is he alive? Is he dead? Well, he's picked right here, and I'm hyped. I'm always, you know... I love to see heroes work again. Like I love to see new strategies. I love to see new item builds, and I'm looking forward to seeing how NoPing is going to make this Juggernaut work, if they make it work.
I'm really not sold on it when I see it against the Centaur, right? Before you start spinning, you want to get a few hits in if you want to go for the kill. If you get a few hits on the Centaur, he's still fat, he survives your spin when it comes to the laning stage. Later on, he comes back, stuns you, and does a lot of damage to you. That's the laning phase. Later on, he can stun and burst you.
Don't be negative. Don't be negative.
Okay, Jugger is gonna...
Show me why it worked.
I'm not saying it's great. I hate it versus Centaur as well. I said I'm agreeing with you today. You're right.
We had a good positive, negative. Revealed it now.
At the same time, though, Jug, I haven't seen the hero for a really long time. Perhaps he has something in store for us that we...
Wait, didn't we see him the other day? We saw him?
Was there maybe one game out?
I think it was like one, but it was like a stompy type game. It was like it's more to do maybe mismatch. But it's an interesting hero in that ever since especially Neutral Items got introduced, I remember I was talking to BSJ as well as some other people who play a lot of Juggernaut. And he just couldn't, he's rattling his brain. He's like, I don't get it. This hero just feels like paper. which is an odd thing to say of an Agi hero who you'd expect to scale really well, get a lot of armor, and feel safe.
It's not only about him feeling like paper, it's about all the supports not feeling like paper. What does Jug do? He goes on some side lane, out pushes, and he always has spin TP, right? If some support is defending, rushes him down with phase boots, uses Omni/spins, and TPs away. Right now, Jug, ever since the shovel got introduced, he can't even kill a Crystal Maiden. She's too tanky. One Bracer's shovel, she has 1000 HP. What's Omnislash gonna do?
True. That's true. I haven't really thought about it. That's actually a really good point. The Bracers, supports buy them a lot. That has been introduced like a year and a half ago, and that's actually when the Juggernaut...
Sorry, Bracers have been around forever. Whenever you have a bad... No. Whenever you have a bad teammate, you just tell him buy Bracers, and that's it.
Yeah, but nowadays
this is what Mitch was telling to me all the time in my teams.
But nowadays even good players buy Bracers.
So what was the classic? I think the classic statement you used to give our casts, Liz, was you can either be good at the game or you can pick strength heroes and buy Bracers.
Yeah, it works. In pubs, it works at least. Just make them waste their spells on you. Why doesn't he die?
Just one more spell. But I guess the interesting thought as well is maybe Juggernaut has a bit of an easier time compared to when neutral items first got introduced, because the big problem was the hand-me-down effect, right? Like, even if the support was dirt poor, they had all these stat-boosting items in terms of neutral items. I think Carl loved talking about the effective net worth of these items brought, right? It's like worth a few thousand on a completely poor support.
Yeah, but why does it...
Because you tanked you up, right? So it's like to the statement about braces, right? If you couldn't afford braces because you had a really bad game,
yeah, but that was in the patch in which you could have multiple.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Do you think the new format where you can only have one neutral item, does that make Juggernaut seem a bit more viable?
I think it didn't really change a lot when it comes to supports, because you still get that one single item that boosts your HP and you carry it around for 30 minutes because you can get nothing else from your cores.
Like Smeagol with a ring, basically.
Yeah, well, when you could have multiple items, then cores just take all of them. So
that's true.
So you can't really...
I guess it's like the balance of the scaling effect, though, right? Because now they can only have one item. You know you're going to get something, but it won't be like 30 minutes in the game. Oh, look, I've got like plus 20 stats because of all these tier 1, tier 2 items stacked up.
So Clockwork has been picked up as well, and this looks like it's going to be a position for Clockwork, with the Centaur most likely being played on the offlane. And it's alright because you have the synergy with Jakiro, you have a lot of magical damage there, you have the initiation, and you have some push coming from Centaur Jakiro, you have some control from the cogs, and you can always follow up with Liquid Fire, with everything.
To be honest, I'd like to see the clock on the safe lane. To be honest, because Jug. Okay, now that there's a disruptor might be on the safe lane. You maybe run him down. But I saw Jug and Snapfire. Like, okay, that's the safe lane. You can't do anything to either of them. Maybe just go to the safe lane where you have the longer lane to actually chase someone down.
And this is an immediate addressing of both the Centaur and the Clockwork, right? Disruptor hero, which we talked a lot, we glazed on, it's not very popular at the moment.
My problem right here, when I see these 3 picks from NoPing is that you have these 2 supports that have to stay in the back, and you have one core Jug that doesn't necessarily like to be up front all the time. On the other side, you have a Centaur and a Clockwork. It's very simple for them to break through your front line and get to these supports. I would much rather see something tankier, something that goes up front for NoPing, something that starts the fight, something that initiates. But they open up with a Disruptor here in the second picking stage, and I'm not the biggest fan of that.
Okay, now that I see the TB, this Jugger looks even more bad, even worse. It's actually one of those heroes, you have illusions, but now those illusions have a ton of armor, so you don't do much to him. Imagine maybe we see a magic damage Jug. Could that be a possibility? You know, instead of the 10 armor talent on level 20, you get the spin talent, the spin speed talent, you go for like a Radiance or maybe even the Necro.
Versus that big boy, versus TB, I guess it can work, but usually when I see that,
though, right?
usually when I see that, it's versus heroes such as Winter Wyverns, heroes that completely negate your physical output no matter what you build, you know. It's possible, but we'll see. They go for an Omni Knight afterwards.
Okay, that kind of gives your Jug the opportunity to stay in front, right? You have the Heavenly Grace, right? So you can stay in front, you have more armor, you have more stat resistance, more strength, so you have more HP. So that actually goes with what you said. Jugger can now stay in front, he can maybe protect these supports, he has the backup of the Omni Knight, so I'm completely fine with this pick, actually. And he can, in lane, sometimes be a problem to the TB. Of course, the Guardian Angel does a lot against the hero. So a solid pick. We haven't seen it, but it can work.
Very low amount of stuns on NoPing. That's something that is instantly obvious. You have what? Glimpse, if you can call it that way. I mean, you can't, but Cookie is the only thing, and that's super unreliable. Your catch is limited to the Glimpse, and you're playing versus a lineup that is not running away. So you're not catching them, they're running towards you, right? You're playing versus Jakiro, Centaur, Clockwork. These heroes are coming to fight 10 to 15 minute mark, instantly after the laning stage concludes.
So we're hitting on the magical damage build maybe for a Juggernaut. Whenever we see Omni Knight, I feel like the first thing we start thinking is like, what squishy hero that puts out a lot of damage could you pick? Could we see something like maybe a Leshrac as an example of that type of hero come out for NoPing?
I think that the thing that Lizard said, there is no stuns, they have very limited tower push, and Lesh is, and not much against the TB. Lesh could probably be the best possible hero for NoPing, right? With the Heavenly Grace, with the ward behind, and with the potential Jugger who has the potential to scale into the late game, Lesh could actually be a really, really solid pick here.
Yeah, they could go for something like a Lesh. Whenever you see an illusion hero, right, and you have limited objective taking capabilities, Leshrac comes to mind. I still don't feel like that would round their draft too well. They go with an Ember, they go with something that they just play a lot. Complete comfort zone gives you that other semi-carry and gives you something that also deals with the TB very well. It's a, I think that this is a much better answer to it, just because it's a better hero right now. It's stronger. You can itemize very well versus the TB later on. It's easier to play versus the amount of the ways that they can catch you, right? On that side, Clockwork doesn't necessarily pose a threat to you. Jakiro as well, you can cut behind the enemy lines and get these supports. So
I get your point, but I kind of have to disagree. Like, first of all, Ember can be countered in the lane quite heavily, right? He can be destroyed and not have a game.
And that's where Necro can come in.
Yeah, okay,
right?
he can come in. We could have seen a Huskar, we could have seen a lot of things that actually counter him in the lane. He doesn't really provide a lot of stun. He has lockdown, okay, but it's actually not a stun later on when the TB has Manta.
Do you consider Leshrac to be a good, capable stunner?
Better stun than Ember?
Chains? I think Chains are more reliable even, but I completely agree with the point that it could have been countered even more heavily. They countered it with Necro. I can get behind that. Definitely Necro right now looks strong. We have seen it throughout the last 3 or 4 series. It made at least one appearance in every single series that we watched. However, it gives them an opportunity to just build this Ember in a different way. If you somehow manage to get a decent lane with Ember, you go for that Vessel build, and that already puts you in a good position.
Yeah, it's kind of the Ember Pugna matchup. Same laning phase goes in favor of the magic damage dealing hero, but later on Ember can actually counter them. So let's which lineup are you going for? I kind of like Thunder Predator more.
No, definitely. Thunder Predator's lineup looks more solid. It looks like they had a good plan and they went with it, they picked it. Still though, this Jug, it's a mystery to me, and I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to see something new, something different, and I would love to see which way they're going to itemize this Juggernaut to make it work.
Yeah, I really want to see it work.
Well, we can speculate what we want, but there may be a few people on the line that might be a little bit better qualified to talk about this sort of Dota.
No.
We have, of course, got the wonderful Lyrical, but he's joined by an exciting duo of analysts. We've got Seb and NoTail ready to take this.
Okay.
Oh, hey, how's it going over there, everybody? You having a good old time in lovely, lovely WePlay studios?
Oh, yeah. It's so nice. It's so cozy. You get to enjoy a few jams every once in a while. Get those Pepe jams up in the Twitch chat.
Beautiful. Well, I've got these wonderful duos, some of the GOATs right next to me. NoTail, Seb, first of all, how you guys doing? Second of all, drafts, anything that sticks out really quickly that you're loving?
Nah, I'm a GOAT.
How much did you think about that one?
I thought of it like 5 seconds ago, and I was holding it in. I was trying to hold in my laugh as well. I was like,
yeah, good one.
Anything I'm loving about or noticing? I mean, the TB. I played with a TB myself today. This is a hero you don't see all that very often, and here we get to see versus Jugger, Omni Knight. I mean, this new reflection. I actually saw the power of it today. I'm quite hyped. I've been seeing a lot of Centaur in my pub, so here we see that here as well. I believe the Lycan was completely ignored. Lycan's pretty freaking huge in the pubs. Here, did he get banned later on? I didn't actually see. I just noticed in the first phase.
It didn't. They actually just ignored it.
Yep. Yep. So that's pretty interesting too. Yeah, Clockwork pick into Snapfire Jugger, which inherently seemed like you don't really want to play Jug in that lane, or I mean Clock in that lane. And here he is playing Clock in that lane. So Matthew, just
I feel like Radiant pick like draft didn't get enough credit. I actually see a very straightforward way for them to win this game. They have much better lanes in my opinion. Like
it's
this
a very good Ember game.
Yeah, a super good Ember game. This Jugger also now how he is and how they itemize. Like some of them they even buy Madness Battle Fury. He can actually beat TB pretty. Like yeah, I'm pretty sure he can scale and keep playing against TB.
He's gonna buy the Ags, dude.
Bad.
I hope this game goes to the Ags. I hope this game, I wanna see it.
They go Madness, Battle Fury, Ags. I think in against Illusion heroes, and it's actually pretty good.
I mean, I think that for a while that was like seen as like the worst Ags in the world, but now it's like gotten the switch around. It's a little bit different. I guess that we haven't been seeing a ton of Terrorblade, but you think that that's like the build kind of consistently, or like in this particular game you like it? As I think Clockwork is just dead. Oh god, it happened. You guys weren't lying, man. Snapfire Jug, it's terrifying.
I mean, that's a really, really bad. These are two heroes that are extremely good against Clockwork, and later on they're gonna have the Cookie against the Cogs. Like Clock is actually gonna be completely useless, which is a bit sad. And now he bails on his Centaur. Okay, this is what happens to me in pubs. It's like my position comes, he feeds first blood to Jugger, and then he's off. Yes.
Dude, he just went top, ate a tango to cut his way through the tree. He is fucking moving fast. Goes, kicks the Cogs, denies the Cogs. Matthew, dude, you gotta chill on me.
Yeah, you gotta chill.
He's spamming the taunt, he's spamming the fucking taunt. Oh my goodness, Matthew, relax, man. Take a breather.
Dude, you gotta get in his head early. That's the key here. You just make it. Look at that.
I can feel the anger in his fucking head. God, deny the Cogs, deny the creep. Fucking spam taunt, yeah! Just did. He's kicking all the buttons.
Clockwork. 10 out of 10 Clockwork right now, honestly.
Oh my god.
I think he's also getting to his teammates' heads. I don't know if that's good though.
If rock music had a playstyle, this is it. This is fucking it, dude. I swear, man.
He's having a hell of a time. I mean, this is like the right thing to do, though, right? Like, shit goes wrong bottom. You just like, all right, we're gonna go try and make stuff happen.
I mean, I'm wondering why they have the Disruptor top and not the other way around. I think the Snapfire has a much more use like with the Omni, because they actually kill TB when they get level 2 and level 3, maybe even better. Whereas I feel Disruptor Omni is not gonna kill the TB. Like they don't have a threat on him, and that saddens me a little bit. I think the bottom lane would die. Like Disruptor Jugger is really strong. This Centaur, it's really rough for him. Oh my god, poor guy.
Nobody's pulling his wave. It's like he's gonna be down.
Oh, never mind.
Don't give him hope. Are you giving him hope?
Dude, the sound. Look at him. He's living.
But why did he kill
God.
E on Snapfire? What the hell?
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Like, why would you do that here? You should also give him charges back.
Against Centaur.
Shatters, yeah.
That's questionable.
Is it usually just you max out the Scatter Blast, get that damage up, and try and like run him down?
Scatter Blast is so good against the melee hero, and just the E, especially against Centaur, right? It's bad, straight up bad. 6 damage per shot, 35. Versus the inherent block. Get it 1 level, you're not gonna be putting any more levels into it. Nah, you definitely get the Scatter Blast.
It's mana cost too. 90 mana is like not insignificant in this laning stage. But
No, it really isn't.
we'll see how it goes. In mid lane so far, the Ember versus the Necrophos. I mean, I think in the past this one was like sort of even. How does it feel right now, the Ember Spirit versus Necros? You just have like a terrible time.
It's very Necro favored, very Necro favored. But Ember gets through the lane, and of course Ember becomes very good against Necro in the game. But the lane is absolutely obnoxious for Ember to play. I feel if Necro plays proper, like he should dumpster Ember.
I feel like he got through it already though. He got level 3 Flame Guard, now he can just do this every wave versus him. Just refill bottle and start running around.
Yeah.
But yeah, earlier on I feel like the Necro definitely should be winning the waves really hard.
I'm quite surprised they still buy bottle, like because of the rune change. I have a hard time seeing how bottle's viable as a first item. But maybe it still is.
On what?
Well, what's the problem?
On mid?
Dire are scanning.
Oh, I mean, it's like you're kind of gonna buy it anyway, right? So I feel like you could buy it, and then if you do need more regen, you buy the secondary instead of buying the regen, and then you're buying bottle no matter what on Ember for your level 6, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that works, I guess.
Might as well buy it if you can get the money for it, and it serves as like it doesn't serve as 2 salves. It kind of serves like 1 salve.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're trying to win the lane here anyway, right? You're just trying to survive. So this is part of surviving.
Yeah, I mean, he's already through the lane for sure. Like he's fine now.
6. He's just gotta get 6. I mean, he'll get it.
They're just gonna ignore each other's, and eventually there's gonna be a gank, and you know, Ember's just gonna be able to kill Necro. But yeah.
Or Ember gank somewhere else, and Necro was like, whoa, what?
I mean, they don't have the greatest heroes in the world to like try and roam around and get stuff, so it does feel like it needs to be much more on the Ember, like moving into one of those other lanes to make stuff happen. And Terrorblade definitely, is he the main person that you're looking to try and just bully early on before he gets too tough?
You definitely could ruin the Terrorblade's game. I also think ruining the Necro's game early on can be really, really beneficial. I would rather do that.
Ooh, bottom lane.
Yeah,
Mr. Frank.
Yeah, we could be flaming Frank here, but I think we all know what happened early on, so I can't really give him all the blame.
That's fair enough.
Matthew too, he's hitting around just spamming taunt. He can't.
Yeah, it's a nice little early start here. It feels like. I mean, as far as like you're talking about their early rotations and things like that, Matthew kind of feels like he's a little bit lost. Do you like him moving down to other lanes now? What's the play for him?
I don't blame him, to be honest. I'm sure he has a very good Clockwork, but Clockwork was an absolute it was a terrible pick. It's a really bad clock game. And I don't know what he can do, to be honest. I mean, I'm thinking he can pull waves bottom, I guess, to try to help his boy, the Centaur. I mean, look at Centaur. He's griefing his game so hard.
I think you cog the wave, you buy boost like he did, you run behind, and Snapfire can't do anything. Snapfire can't do anything if you start pulling the waves. And it doesn't matter what you're playing. So in this case, sure. You could play Clockwork and do this. I think the craziest thing is trying to make use of your battery and cogs on this lane. You're playing against Spin, Cookie, and the Blast. So yeah, that's not what you want to be doing. And then yeah, I feel like then it's just rude to start the game by giving the kill and then going down. You might as well not go.
Fair enough.
That's just rough, you know. I'm thinking. Okay, they're trying to bottom.
Another one. A man, Costabile? Nah, he's fine. He's out of there. There were a couple kills up top. They took down that Terrorblade with the Ember rotation. And about 1,000 gold lead right now for NoPing. Feeling good with themselves.
To be honest, like I feel like the Necro could also die mid if he's playing too aggressive. Like with when Snap is
look at
there,
Snap. Yeah, Snap Ember kills him for sure.
They're trying
magic
to
damage
push away
really high.
Jugger. He can spin TP the wave. Probably what he wants to do. He should look to do that before he gets out, to just delay them for an extra... Or he can just try to stay there, of course, but at some point they should be able to pressure him too much. Oh, they actually want to fight it, okay. Interesting.
Oh, really? Oh, they're fighting it. They have a level 1 Glimpse and level 2 Q and Disruptor. Okay, there's fight more. Ember's coming.
Scary. Yeah, all boys in
This is
TP.
really scary. Rotation?
TP's in trouble. Are they gonna go?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
MJ's
Necro's
trying to
running.
keep him alive.
I don't like this. Necro's running now, so... I mean, they get this kill then, sure.
They're bailing on him.
And now Centaur's getting out. Okay, they're getting out. No fighting this one.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, you guys said free Ember game. It looks like he's getting done whatever he wants so far. Just gets back towards mid lane afterwards and gonna take out that stack that he was building.
I actually
So,
like his
that's
build this game. I know people max slide, but I think the max shield this game is like the max flame guard is good. I like this. Shovel, by the way, Shovel got a huge, like, it's a huge buff, right? The TP, like, it feels so good. Like, you get so much, like, it's 90
No, but they
gold every
nerfed it
time.
this patch.
Yeah,
Right?
they just
They
nerfed it again.
Oh,
There's
no.
No, not again. I mean, it's just one
Yeah,
TP.
I didn't check the patch this afternoon, so...
So it used to be a bundle of 2 TPs, right? You used to get 180 gold. Now you get 1 TP.
Oh, Matthew?
okay. Still
Wait,
pretty
what?
good.
He's getting pummeled by Tavo there, but they back out. It's fine.
Okay, he's going Belfry on Jugger. I like it. I think I might like the madness into Belfry even better. I think it makes you much more of a threat. And I don't think it slows your farm down. I think this is wrong.
He just Omni slashes MJZ, takes him down. Is taking some damage here. The Stampede coming out as well. Costabile in
Sick.
trouble.
Yeah, sick.
Dude, these TP hits,
down.
I can't take it, man. They're so... It's so pay to win.
What the
They
hell?
look so much cooler.
The new version? Yeah, it's pretty sick. I mean, he's having a good game so far now as well. Been that kill there onto the Juggernaut. Pick up an Iron
Yeah.
Talon.
It was a nice play, I think, from Jugger, but they probably didn't expect them to wrap around him that fast. TB reacted pretty well. That's a big kill. Like, I wonder where Jugger goes now, because... yeah, I mean, he's probably gonna try to hold bottom. Okay, he goes
But yo, if you're playing this TB then, against... playing this TB against Jugger, don't you definitely take the evasion talent? That's crit, 20% evasion.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but with the Battle Fury, the cleave might kill you anyway. But I think it's
no,
quite good. But they all go
doesn't
movement.
kill you. You have... Dude, you can definitely take the evasion. Are you kidding me? 20%.
He's gonna take movement speed. They all do. They Yasha movement speed, and then they just send their illus, feel good.
Look out for mid lane, though.
It's pretty good.
They got a billion things going in on him there. They just blow up the Necrophos and gonna try and take this tower.
I mean, right now, this combo of Omni Ember is just an insane amount of damage. If you think about it, like the Purification and Ember going in with the shield and the Heavenly Grace, it's really hard to deal with it. They don't have any hero that does. And I feel like these two are gonna take over the game, and Balfury Jugger is just gonna scale and outscale TV. That's how I see this game go. I'm very worried for Dire, actually. Wonder how Necro stops this. He has to.
Big and tanky. Matthew catches Tavo, but I mean, I don't think this is gonna work, my man.
Who's catching movement? Like, I don't know.
Oh,
Kind of feels
40
like
arcade
that
back
was
in.
catching Matthew. Yeah, he got him.
Got him.
That was crazy. His
And then
blow
he
up super
snores.
quick.
He's snoring. I can't take it.
Dude, you gotta keep the spirits up. You guys should know about that. You know, things go wrong a little bit. He's going just the 1 point in Sleight of Fist too, and maxing out chains afterwards.
Yeah.
For just that extra bit of control.
Oh shit! I actually don't think I've ever seen that.
Old style.
Yeah.
Stampede.
Yeah.
Big old ice path.
Haven't seen that
Turn around,
ever.
right? In some trouble. The cookie gonna land out there. 40 yards. Still trying to live through this one. Has one more round of Remnant. Omni Slash going out onto both of them. Leo Sal's still living through this though. So he's still got the turnaround stick charges if he wants.
Oh.
And I promise,
Is it?
if there's madness
Run
there, he
in?
kills both of them.
Yeah. No such luck though. Doesn't have it up yet. And Leo does look like he can just get out of here.
They gotta wait for the shield. They can only fight. They can only fight with Ember in front with shield and Omni sitting him. Like, this is what creates the biggest issues. Dire. They have a hard time proccing the shield, to be honest. They don't really have anything.
And he's gonna take the Flame Guard talent to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that
level 15 is crazy.
the panel was kind of talking about it too. The strength of, you know, this Ember not having a ton of lockdown on Thunder Predator really means that, like, you know, if Terrorblade can punch him, sure, it's fine, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. 40 yard, dodging away from the hoof stomp, does eventually get caught, but it's like Frank will get out of there.
Mind games, man. Centaur.
Yeah.
Casting the stun. That was cute.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel
Would've
like
been
Centaur is
sick if
garbage
Ember-
right now?
Huh?
I don't know. I feel like
say so.
the stomp always feels so underwhelming to me whenever I see it.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Centaur, to be honest. It's been like almost a year. Everything since they changed the E and they did certain nerfs. Like, I think it's not as good as a hero, but I don't know. I just feel like it's, if anything, it's a bit better these days.
Okay.
The Ring of Tarask was also buff. I think it's a Centaur buff indirectly. It's one of the offlane heroes that is pretty happy buying it. But they yet again they nerfed the Ring of Tarask. I don't know how much the nerf is gonna be. Like, It's gonna matter.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's 650 now, the cost. TB has meta already. Ooh, this is quick.
No, I feel like they need to probably get a fight now, just where he needs to be involved. I mean, what's...
The TB?
Yeah, or not. I mean, honestly, I feel like if they keep fighting them and they just keep killing the Necro as well, it's going to be TB versus the world, and I don't think TB versus the world is this game.
No.
There's the Disruptor, Ember, Omni, Snap. If they all get to just click spells on him, one fight, he dies, then that's it.
Man, I really want to see this Mask of Madness on Jugger. I don't know. I'm stuck on this, but I feel like it's what makes the hero a hero. Else, I don't think he is a hero.
It's also very lore friendly. He's a mask wearer, you know. He's a juggernaut, like mask boy. Like Mask of Madness is for him, made for him.
With ya. That was a series of unfortunate events there. Frank chasing, trying to run down 40R. A couple more punches. It's not there in time. They have the ulti coming down from Delio. Not enough. KG also gonna die.
Is he gonna land the hook?
The threat of the hook. It's more impactful.
Well, that's pretty good still. That's pretty good. I mean, this thing, like, if Dire start winning fights now and TP's getting big and he starts like, look, I see them winning through this for sure. They can.
Yeah. Yeah, this is scary for Raiden now. All of a sudden, I feel like they're not really using their window and
so
putting a parallel game.
Which talent are people taking on 15 with TV?
I mean, they go attack speed actually. Like, I see a lot of attack speed where I think they should go health, but honestly I've seen both. But what I see now is like movement speed into attack speed, and they just greed, you know. Like, they're not thinking about the fight; they're thinking about what's gonna happen in 15 minutes, and attack speed, like, they're horny about getting fat.
I also think if you have time to farm, you should probably just take the attack speed. But if you're forced to fight, you should probably take the health.
Yeah.
It feels to me like that idea of if I just get big enough, then eventually I'm going to be able to do it, which normally is like a terrible idea in pubs because then you just get ran over. But I don't know, maybe this guy's got what it takes. His team making enough space for him. Costabile, need to be careful. Trying to bait out a spin TP possibly. Matthew's still on top of him. In some trouble. Hook shot coming in is going to connect there. Got him caught in the cogs and the quick and easy takedown. Jug's done.
Yeah, I feel like Jug is griefing a bit this game. Unfortunately.
Glimpse back onto Leo style. That's not who you want to get caught. And the Snapfire ulti on top of him, trying to do what damage he can, but it's just going to run away from him there. Now the turnaround shows up. Franks takes down the courier first. Now the stomp onto 2, follow-up, ice path onto both of them. Do they have enough damage to kill off the rest of these heroes? GA drop down, keeping them alive for the moment, but Big Daddy is here. Not the one in the cast, but MNZ. Mr. Terrorblade gonna punch down Tavo and take him down as well.
Oh my. Well, that's really unfortunate. You know, they have 2 hoods on their team, and then they kill the Jugger off first, level 2 Omni Slash. And then the fight starts happening. That's rough. That's really rough.
Oof.
Yeah, that's really good for Dire. That's super amazing. I think they also should not go all in on the Necro. They use a couple spells, and then when they see the Centaur, Clock, Jakiro, or something like that, they should just switch targets. Don't go all in on this guy. Or if you do, then do it right. They kind of overlap some spells, but shit happens. Matthew, let's freaking go. Redemption, boy.
that was redemption kill.
You think this is a shit Clock game and a good Ember game? I show you.
Yeah,
dude, he heard you.
Happy to be wrong, man. Like, okay,
yeah, man. Wrong. We are wrong.
That was good. That was very good.
And then he just spams a taunt. I just want to see. Does he spam taunt for just himself, you know, or just in case somebody's watching or whatever? No, he just does it. He just does it for the enemy. It's kind of like me. I do it just for the enemy.
You got to save it up, right? Make sure that you hit it at the right time. I will say there's been a disappointing lack of tips in this game. I want to see more tips coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't tips each other's anymore.
I mean, it's also. I think
they don't like all chat lines either.
Do you get tips in these lobbies still? I wonder.
I think you do, don't you?
If you're out of tips from your pubs.
Oh no, maybe not if you're out of tips.
I just think if these guys they get tips Monday, you know, they spend it all before Tuesday.
Yeah.
You gotta ration it.
Nah, I can't ration it either. I think I ration it one day at best. Yeah. I have a trigger finger.
Jesus. Jesus. Dude, they're killing it though. Doing a good job. I will say also, like the history of these two teams earlier, they're playing in some of the qualifiers leading up to the major that hasn't quite happened yet. And Thunder Predator were able to take them down 2-0 pretty convincingly. But better performance so far from NoPing. They're still trying to hold on here.
Did somebody from NoPing call Matthew's clock shit? Okay, here we go.
Oh, big jump through. Matthew Livin, turn around on both. MJZ is in some trouble. The wraparound is there from Frank. Terrorblade's a monster. And it looks like they might have more left in the tank. 40R slowed down, tries to remnant away, but Frank is on the case. Chasing him. Oh, they can't quite get the lockdown there, though. They got Tavo in their sights. It looks like they are going to be able to get the slowdown with the battery assault. Rundown is there for old Omni. Nunzo.
Check your boots trigger.
Cool boots, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Man. I mean, the Radiant is stressed out. They understand that they should be winning this game, or like, if they don't win it now, their chances are gonna get, you know, smaller and smaller. Unless Jugger has had a perfect game, kinda, but he doesn't.
You need to have he needs to be getting a Jugger fight, you know, where he gets a couple kills as well, and he's like getting some gold and getting big. Like, who's gonna deal with this TB? A fat Jugger, and he's not getting fat enough. TB is getting really, really big though.
Buyback, looking for the Roche fight.
No matter.
Already down.
Yeah, Roche is low. This is it. Omnislash is ready. It's your time, bro.
He's winning. Where's Jugger? Okay, Jugger is mid. Coming.
They're waiting for the Omni Knight to come back in. They think they're still in there.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Jugger, can you go? He's just running mid.
Oh, they're scary. Oh, it goes down.
Omnislash is TSC.
And they will be able to still get on Frank there. MNZ, yeah, they just gotta back out now, though. They
Glimpse?
can't take that fight.
Gotta get somebody. Maybe they can. I don't know.
Oh, well, we lost.
We lost. All right. That's what you really think.
Yeah, and mid. Oh, man. It's like, you see this window, right? And you have to be really horny for it. It's like, if you don't, like, this is your one chance to get back in the game. You cannot be hitting creeps mid. There's no meta. Like, their spells are off cooldown. Your Omni bought back, or whoever it was. I think it was it Omni? Or, I mean, somebody bought back from your team.
Yeah.
Just to try to defend it. And you have Omni Slash. I mean, you know, the stars are aligning. And then you look at the range creep and you're like,
What if I get the range creep
and then go?
And the fight, you know?
And then
When
you
the
run in
fight
and
get
Roche
the Roche
dies
and the range creep. People are gonna talk about this range creep for weeks, bro. For weeks. It's the one that got you the butterfly money. So smart.
You know, the range creep must have been like, you what, mate? Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
You know, whatever that guy said to Zidane, the range creep said the same thing to him. He goes back in.
Just like, I could come back in this game and maybe, you know, like, even the game out, but you know what you said, you're gonna go down right now, bro. Like, it's you and me. Oh boy.
You gotta just laugh at that at the moment, right? Like, you know, reset your mind, try and reset afterwards, but they'll be talking about that one for a little while for sure. Jesus.
Now the game is a bit rough. Yeah, I guess they gotta find a way to delay the game somehow. I mean, Fat Ember, Fat Jugger, Ember's going Radiance, Jugger has a greedy build. Like, all hope is not lost, but Dire definitely is in control now. They can decide to use that TB and end the game. I mean, he's level 18. He is so strong right now. So strong. He did go for the health talent, by the way.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he's gonna have the Scotty health talent.
Interesting. Yeah, he's gonna be a big tanky guy.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, at least in a certain way, the Terrorblade matchup is like a little bit worse than it used to be against Jug, since the Sunder doesn't go through BKB anymore. But you can probably hit like one of the other heroes as well. I don't know, we'll see how it
But
goes.
if he's spinning and you're hitting him, there's also that. So he needs to be spinning when you're getting low, and he needs to be sundering you.
Right.
So it's but I still think the matchup is quite. I haven't seen the Axe Jugger, so I've yet to learn. But I still think the TB matchup, TB versus Jug, you have quite a few timings on TB, especially when you're winning.
Okay, actually, I cracked the equation, like the mystery. I got it. I know why he picked Clock against the Snap Jugger. It's because it's the SA and NA meta, where like at some point in the game, people are just like split pushing or like split farming rather, and then you need the hook shot to stop the spin TP, so that he can't do it. I think that's it. It must be this. I think the way they play, like it's actually good. Like then that guy feels really bad about splitting, and they can out farm it. Okay, that's one explanation I can come up with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, maybe. I guess
Maybe it's just the last pop. Yeah, he was just spin
See you in
TPing
5
every
minutes
wave.
for another one.
Yeah.
That's all I have, boys. That was it.
I mean, it feels like it's working for them. Kind of, they're doing what they need to with it. And I guess the other thing too, like you're talking about the Mask of Madness versus like the going for this Manta now. He doesn't have to deal with the reflection illusion beating his ass once they get into the midst of a fight. So like, there's little things that look like it's kind of okay, but like you guys said,
So
this Aegis is locking stuff down.
I don't know if you've seen it or if like people watching have seen it, but the Mask of Madness Jugger with Balance Fury especially, of course it's very greedy, but it's an insane damage output. And it is greedy because in fights, and you can even get the axe, so you get a couple times in a fight, which is extremely scary to play against, to be honest. Jugger then becomes weak when he's off ulti with Mask of Madness, but he has Heavenly Grace to work with. So I mean, he can get away with this greed this game, and TB is very afraid of that. Like he will die. One stun and he gets the ulti off, he will kill TB, and there's nothing TB can do about it. Like he can Sunder, of course he can E-Blade him, whatever, I guess later in the game, but I just feel like with this build, he's playing the honest Jug versus TB, and that's not gonna work out for him, you know?
Yeah. Gotta play greedy. Gotta play dirty.
Yeah, or play with your team, kinda. Use Manta because it's good at fighting or something, I don't know. I also feel like this Jugger is coming back, but Healing Ward is a broken spell, it's a really strong spell, and you gotta put it to use. I feel like whenever you play Jugger and you don't use Healing Ward, you're not really using the hero as much as you could be using it.
I also think we had maybe a few Omni Slashes more in this game.
Yeah.
Potential Omni Slashes. Because Omni Slash spell is so good. Especially when you go for Battle Fury builds. It's very underrated when you have Battle Fury to Omni Slash.
Helio Core gonna get caught here. Drops down the Static Storm, and I don't think that's gonna be able to keep him alive, but it makes sure the rest of his team gets out of there in time. He's
look
actually...
look at his items. It feels like me when I played my first Dota game. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I'm gonna buy this and buy this. And then he has the telescope, you know what I mean? Like he clicked all the buttons on the shop, and I was like, guys, this isn't working out. Is there
the casual, the Ringer region is what does it. The Ringer region is what puts everything off. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I can tell you what happened to his mind.
It's a 4-step.
We're gonna win the game. I'm gonna go 4-step, and then he saw his Jugger ulting the Jakiro, and he was like, I need to get Axe. Like,
yes. My Jugger is not killing this TB. I gotta kill the TB.
No Shroud, Leo style, Snapfire.
Oh no. This is good.
Nice.
This is very good.
Omni Slash, turn,
Maybe
MNZ. Oh, they don't quite have enough. He's still Heavenly Grace, but it's too much damage. Holy Jesus. Tavo, GA comes out now. I don't know if it's going to end up mattering all that much. Matthew's here too. They are going to run them down one by one.
No freaking way. This TV is a huge ass problem right now.
Oh God, Helio.
This Disruptor took all the good shit.
You know,
why does the Jugger have a dragon skill and Disruptor has fucking spider legs? What's happening?
So the Omni ulting himself last, you know, when he raises the weapon in the sky, it feels like he wanted to do, you know, harakiri, like, you know, like cut himself, like just take the knife and just stab himself, like, get me out of this
just
game.
take me away. Is this the Rapture? I'm ready for the Rapture, man.
Dude, it's
I mean, no, it's just rough at this point. TB's too fat, like, they can't touch him.
No. This is some crazy TB timing. I also think the health talent helps seal the deal.
Yeah.
It's like you kill off one guy. Yeah, it's like if you kill off Snap or Jugger, it's just infinitely harder now to have the opening to kill the TB. And if TB is like, you know, killing your racks like he was, I don't see any way for you to play the game. You'll lose the fight, you're gonna lose the racks.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that's crazy is it wasn't even like he necessarily even got low, but because he was so like tanky and hard to kill, it's like they could never even make that start on him to make it
You don't
work.
feel like even trying. In the Sunder, like everything. Yeah.
3,000 almost
It's
HP
something.
right now, picking up the 10 stats. What a goddamn thick boy. Jeez. He's got the Ring of Aquila the whole time too. Radiance on 4DR, that's kind of nifty. And they do find MNZ now.
Yeah, but it's into pipe, so it doesn't have enough damage yet, unfortunately.
Thunder, Tavo dead again. And one by one, Leo style, he's feeling himself right now. He's doing the chat lines.
Also 25 necro. Chow.
Oh, I
Radiant's
actually have no
top tower is
idea.
under attack.
It's Slow Gunner Rotten? No, that's before.
It is, I am the rotten apple that spoils the bunch.
Really good. These chat feels are good, man.
You gotta get like the most infamous player then to have that.
Dude, the Jugger
On
can't
everybody.
even fight the TB Illus. He actually dies to TB Illus.
That was a good sleight of fist there to dodge it, but it's feeling like we're just prolonging the inevitable now. Matthew jumps in.
He has X, he has X.
Break it, chase forward. Oh no, it ain't looking great. Nothing else coming out from them there. Costabile chased down. MNZ pops BKB, turns to fight. They are GA'd. A little bit of a walk away here, but they already got Mega Creeps. There's going to be an Omni Slash out. Will be able to dodge all of that. Full Scepter, 40R drops low. And I think that that's time to type in those 2 magical letters we've seen time and again.
Rough.
I mean, what were you guys feeling? Was it like sort of the itemization that we were really worried about? You talked a lot about the Mask of Madness. Looks like the Omni's going to die as well. Or do you think that it was like outplay? What was the big deciding factor here in this one?
I mean, I do think that the Drugs item build is not good in my opinion, but at least not for the way he played, put it this way. He played a game where he tried to play the 4+1, just like TB did, but I think that he did it wrong.